Welcome back to another episode of Kellyology. I've got Eddie Montgomery Jr. here for the segment Getting Into Treble. So, yeah, we've not seen each other in a good while. So, yeah, we're just going to basically just catch up, see how it is. So, yeah. This is Eddie. Woo! Cue the freaking clap sounds. But aye, thank you for coming on.
You're very welcome.
It sprung out of nowhere. Which I think's good. I think everybody can learn from being like that a little bit.
Yep.
Spontaneity and all that. Because we have a wee mantra at Kellyology. It's don't sit pretty, get out your comfort zone and embrace the new.
That sounds really good.
So Eddie's in his comfort zone, he's embracing the new.
Yes, I'm trying as much as I can.
Yeah.
But,
what you been up to today anyway? How did you get here?
Today, not too much actually. I spent the night with Tia last night. We had just quite a quiet morning, to be honest, but then I headed out. To be honest with you, my mind's all been on this. Aye, but I've been looking forward to it.
Well, you seemed keen, so I was like, do you know what? We'll get him in. And to be honest, I let it slip a wee bit because life just got a bit stressful and that there.
Right.
Everything was just too much. Barry's been busy as well, but I've been itching at the bit since I've been in with Chris just to get back in and get chatting, because I've spoke to a good few people that seem interested in that, but it's just availability because we've all got our own lives.
Of course,
some of us work and all that as well, and if we could just do this full time, that would be great. But
I know. How good would that be?
Just living our best lives. How's Tia doing?
Tia's great. She's doing brilliant. Just keeping busy, you know. Both of us try to keep as busy as possible. But point in my kind of life would be a bit stressful as well, you know, just trying to...
Yeah, you can't avoid it.
You can't avoid it, but you can, you know, you can overcome it.
Manage it.
You can overcome, you can manage things. But all my head has just basically been on spending time with me, Tia, do as much music as I can, because at the moment, like, it's been quite busy, well, with gigs maybe just starting last weekend, because that's us starting gigging again.
And this is Lizzie and the Banshee?
This is Lizzie and the Banshees, yep. This is the only band I'm in at the moment.
So you're the drummer?
I am the drummer, yep. And I have been for, God, I just thought about this the other day, 9 years I've been in the band.
9?
9 years. Mm-hmm.
What the hell? All the same members, or has anyone came and went?
Well, Mark, he was a bassist, and he kind of took no well. It was just after kind of like when we went to America and stuff, and after that, he couldn't really do anything because he took a stroke apparently.
Oh, bless him.
So, but he's still there. He actually works as our kind of like manager now, so he does like all the gigs for us.
So he's still involved in that.
He's still major.
I didn't realise that you have been to America and done gigs.
We have, we've
fucking hell.
We've done. See, the thing is, I don't really like post about anything, or like I did with America, but I don't really like put it out there. Which maybe I should, but kind of. I'm more like, I've felt it within myself, and it's like a picture memory, and it's just like...
Yeah, that's all you kind of need, yeah.
I'm not really great at like social media and kind of like posting pictures and going all out what I did today and stuff like that. So I've never been great at that, you know, so like...
I think I'm too good at that. I do that too often.
Well, do you know what I think? Like, I want to get better at it. Do you know what I want to actually...
I'd say there's a fine line between like being on socials and it being like just normal on socials, you're sharing your shit, everything's normal, and then like it being a full-on fucking addiction. Because at the last few dates I've been like, I get in for work and I've noticed that I'll stick the TV on, which I'll have my tunes on, like I'll put my Spotify on, my PS4 and my TV,
right, yep.
And I'll sit and I'll listen to my tunes in the background or whatever it is, and then I'm sitting on my phone, and it wasn't until like I kind of came away, I was like, I've honestly just sat here for about 2 hours, because it's been about midnight by that point. I finished at 10. I had just sat on my phone. Like, I was speaking to people and I was jumping between apps and all that, but I didn't really like that feeling. I was like, oh, I've spent a lot of time here that I could have been, I don't know, like I never wrote a script for today. Normally I would, or have a structure or a basis to work off of, but I was like, me and Eddie already know each other, it'll be fine. Yeah, or I could have been painting, or I don't know, like doing something a bit more creative than just sitting on the fucking phone. But there's a fine line.
I think like sometimes when you do write stuff down and you go, right, I'll do this, or even if it's keywords or anything like that, to maybe like I've done that in the past and I've never followed that. You know, see when it came to like interviews or anything like that, you always kind of like just wing it. Like I have anyway.
Like you've made your preparations, but as soon as it comes to it, you're like, fuck it.
As soon as it comes, you're just like, in the bin. You know, it's like, I don't need it. So sometimes it is just kind of good, kind of just winging it, really. You know, just like letting it flow, see how it goes. And
so see how Lizzie and the Banshee, is that purely a cover band, or do you have your own tunes?
So this is a tribute band. So it's a tribute band to Siouxsie The Banshees.
Yeah.
And they're like an iconic, like,
they're fucking great. You need to go check them out.
And stuff like that. And it all first started when I moved back to Livingston, say 9 years ago. And
where were you before?
So I moved to Kellyology.
I mind you telling me. I do
for a couple of years, and it was great. Unfortunately, things didn't really work out the way I thought they would have. So I moved back to Livingston, and I'm like, right, okay. So I moved back into my mum's and stuff. I was like, right, we have to need to try and get myself a wee place to stay. Need to get myself, don't know, maybe a job, a band, you know. And then when I was doing the band and stuff, I looked in Gumtree and Lizzie and the Banshees were looking for a drummer. So I was like, all right. You know,
I could do that. I could do that.
But the thing that kind of put me off it though is because it was a tribute act. You know, like I kind of wanted to do original stuff. I wanted to write stuff, and that's the position I was at the moment, like then. So, but then I was speaking to my family about it, and like when my mum and dad were just like, oh, like they're huge, but even if it's like a tribute band, like they're not, Siouxsie The Banshees are not there anymore, so you are like giving people the opportunity to
bring it back,
listen to the next, like the closest thing, you know. So I was thinking about it. I was like, I'll give it a shot, and I did. We had a first edition. Everything went brilliant, and I was in the band just like that. And 9 years later, I'm still here, and we've achieved
still
so much.
it.
Do you know, Siouxsie as a band, like we have our own following. You know, it's like people like 50, 60-year-olds, like I'm kind of like the youngest round about this group, but like you take them back to like the 80s. Do you know,
I seen the following that you had on YouTube. I was quite surprised. I was like, oh yeah, like
I know, it's really good. And let's face it, you're going to get criticism when you go, like, you know, and it's like, oh, you done this bit wrong because we're trying to do the carbon copy of Siouxsie The Banshees. But the thing is, we do it our own way. You know, we kind of, there's a lot, it's speeded up, and like I don't follow exactly anything, like everything that needs to be followed on an actual Banshee track, you know, so it's live as well, so you can kind of slightly make it your own way, you know, and we've just been doing that for 9 years, and we've achieved so much. Like,
so all that from an ad on Gumtree?
Yeah.
That's class.
Yeah, from an ad. I just thought I'd
just checking it out.
Just check it out and go for it.
Have you ever been in any bands before? That's me wrecking the place, guys.
It's alright. I was going to take them off anyway, is that right?
Yeah, they're a bit bulky, but it's up to you, like. I'm going to get comfy.
To be honest, I do like the kind of sound in it, so. Have I been in any bands before? Yeah, I've been in quite, I started at a very young age. I was, 13 when I started my first wee band. We were called Risen Terror. It was cute as fuck. And it all stems from like, all my families are from musicians. So like my mum, my dad, my brothers, me, like it's in our blood. And it was just up to us to kind of like continue that wee legacy going, you know. But yeah, 13, I was in Risen Terror, and it was me and my two best mates that were there at the time, and we kind of kicked on just in like Craig's Farm and Riverside.
Aye, man.
In our first gigs, and you'd have our wee pals coming in like teenagers, you know, and we'd done that, and it was like my dad was really, my mum and dad were really helpful because they were like kind of pushing us on to do other things. So we started like playing in pubs. I started playing at a pub at the age of 15, 16, you know, like playing in the ferns and all that. And
keeping it in the community,
just
like
keeping
that.
it in the community. Aye, and since then, like, you know, we all move on, you know, and we kind of like split up the band for there. But I've been in a good few bands since then. Like, there was a band called Cheaper. I was 16, 17, played there. We were playing like heavy metal and stuff like that. I was in a band called Malfunction, punk stuff. But see, since malfunction. They were older, they were a lot older, they were like my parents' age. I've always been in bands a lot older than me. So I've always been the youngest in the band. I've always got on with older people, older souls.
I'm the same, yeah. You just sort of vibe with them a little bit better. You just vibe with them a bit,
aye. Yeah. And it's kind of like being like, my dad used to have like the jam session every Friday, and I used to go up as a boy, and I just used to love it, and I'd be there with older people. You know, I'd talk with older people, I'd mingle in with them, I would like have a laugh, and I would just sit there like, this is brilliant, you know, just like having that. So yeah, all of that came, and I ended up, what was after Malfunction? Oh God, I have been in so many bands, to be honest.
I love the title, Riz and Terror. I feel like right now, see, because the word Riz is like so big in the freaking Gen Z slang like era, like I feel like that would be a great name for a band nowadays, like Riz and Terror.
Possibly, I might actually take it back out the pocket.
Hey, that's basically what's happening.
I didn't even know if we spelt it right, do you know what I mean? It was like Rizen, Rizen.
Oh, Risen.
So, right, Risen.
I thought you were like Riz.
Sense,
I thought you said Riz and Terror. Do you know what Riz is?
Oh, right, Risen.
No, got some
like
Riz.
Like Risen. Oh.
Right, okay.
And then Terror coming from there. But
still like it though, still good.
Thank you. Nah, so all of that just, it's never went away from me, you know, I'm still doing what I'm doing today. But just had more opportunities to do stuff, you know, like I'd say that like the Banshees that have like really been a step up for me, like even though it's a tribute, like we've done so many good gigs, like we've been to places like mostly the UK, but like got the likes of France, Germany.
I was about to say, were you not in Germany just last year, or? We were
in Dusseldorf. We played Dusseldorf, Essen, and a place called Bonn in Germany. We'd done 3 gigs and 3 nights, and that was absolutely great. But that was my 3rd time in Germany. We've been to Germany 3 times.
You're really getting out there.
Aye, no, we are really getting out there, and we're doing what we enjoy. You know, as I said, I've still, like, I have original stuff like back at home that I'm begging to just kind of get out. But as I was mentioning to you earlier about the fear of kind of like me just like, okay, being on video and then maybe doing it myself, or finding a band that can also do like original stuff with me, and I think I've just...
It's not just that, it's also finding people you can rely on.
Finding people you can rely on.
Because it is, like, I think a lot of people...
I've also been that person that you couldn't rely on, because it was just moving all too fast, you know. I wanted to do things quickly.
Yeah.
You know, like, and if I seen something that that wasn't really working, I wouldn't give it time. I would just I would go away, and then I'd start missing practices and stuff like that, you know. I was quite unreliable. But I stuck with Lizzie and the Banshees, and that's learnt me a lot, especially when they're older. They're like 20 odd years older than me, and they've taught me a lot. You know, without even teaching me, I'm just like sitting there like kind of going, oh, this is great, and like this is the closest way to professionalism as music that I've ever got to, you know.
It's good that you acknowledge that though.
Oh, of course.
I think you're all like friendly and all that as well now. Like, like you're all friends, not just band members. Do you hang out or like?
Of course we do. Yeah. Aye, we do. Well, they like sometimes I go for the odd pint. The go skid and stuff like that. Even Lizzie as well. But we've all also got our own life. You know, we have our own lives. So
Lizzie, the vocalist.
She's a vocalist.
You and drums.
Me drums. We call him Skid. His name's Mark, but we call him Skid. He's the bassist, and Gogo's the guitarist, Gordon.
Nice.
Yep. And Gordon was actually the Youth Action Project. He was,
yeah. Is that Gordon?
That's Gordon, yes. So he's a guitarist for us.
Fucking small world.
Jack was the original guitarist, but Gogo came in a good few years ago. Gogo done America with us.
Yeah. I was actually emailing Gordon just a few years back there, because I was looking for a volunteering position just to go along with a degree, and it was him that I was emailing, and it all fell through because I ended up moving, and fucking small world, didn't need that.
My brother's doing it at the moment.
Aye.
Daniel's doing the volunteering.
How's Daniel?
Daniel's great.
See him in the shop all the time, like, how you doing, son?
He's okay, he's doing well. He's he's like in the Youth Action Project and now the...
I'm really glad that it's still going, like, really glad.
do you know what? It was a big part of our lives when we were that age,
Yeah.
you know, and we, like something, it kept us off the streets.
It really did.
You know, it kept you off the streets.
I think it steered people, the youngins, to go down like a different path, kind of like giving them something else to be entertained with, because it is like round the parts where we live, it's a bit roughy, where like
It's a bit rough.
you get, what would you call them, wee bams, because they've just
Wee
no got anything to like light their fucking fire that everybody's got. Do you know what I mean?
Kelly, I totally connect to that way. Well, that's one of the reasons why I left Livingston, is because I was young and I was like, I want to get out of here as soon as possible. I just didn't connect with anybody really. Like, I got on with everybody. I was quite popular, and I got on with everybody, even if it was school or outside of school. But I didn't connect. I just thought everybody was arseholes. You know what I mean? You're just like...
Or fake, or they've just got an agenda, or whatever.
But then when I went to, just kind of like moved away and done my own stuff, like, it was good. But when you come, you kind of come back a person with more experience. You come back, maybe just a better person within yourself.
Fresher perspective as well.
Yeah. So I came back to Livingston and went, do you know what? This is not bad.
Yeah.
You know, if you're at peace with yourself, and if you're kind of just getting on with life, you know, doing your thing, not having to please everybody, and you know what I mean? Because I was kind of like a bit of a people pleaser as well. You know, you'd kind of
guilty.
you'd kind of create this like personas you like to fit everybody else, you know.
Yeah.
But the old, like, I'm 33 now, and I'm just like, fuck, I don't really give a fuck now, really. You know, it's like the right people would come to you, if you just give out your full self, and that's where I thought, like, when I was people pleasing, the wrong people would be there.
Aye.
You know, because I didn't know who they were. You were just like, but I'm kind of glad to be out there. But I get on with everybody now, but just in a peaceful mind, more of a peaceful mind.
No time for any of the drama and all that.
No,
just put it put it behind you.
So I think Livy's great now.
I've always said Livy is alright. I think it's good until you're about 17, 18, and then get out and experience life. Like, go travel or move or whatever. And it is good to always kind of come back. It's your home ground, do you know what I mean? So like, it is, you always kind of come back and you feel somewhat at ease, at peace, but also just a bit like the last podcast I'd done with the Fly Fifers, me and Ali spoke about it, where it was like, there's just no, like, West Lothian for a good while, apart from like Yap and some other like wee things, like they're like the creative industries in Livingston just doesn't exist. So that's why when Barry, like, when I found out about this place and stuff, I was like, I'm jumping right on it and getting into it. And the fact that Yap and all that's still going, there needs to be more things like that, because I think the wee ones that are so bored that are got nothing today and end up getting in trouble and all that is because they're no trying anything, they're no willing to pick up a guitar or pick up a skateboard or anything, like just something that, whatever it means to them, brings them out of their wee comfort zone. Get out your comfort zone, freaking learn shit. Aye.
You're spot on.
That's how you learn people, because I'm a big one as well. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Exactly.
It's a wee bit of what you know. A wee bit.
But these days, it can be more than who you know.
Yeah.
You know, and it does get you, places.
So see how this original stuff you were talking about, let's say, like stuff you've been, do you write songs as well, or?
I do, but I kind of write songs in my own time. I don't really like let anybody know that personally, but it's like, I'm just so critical of it, you know what I mean? So see when, like, not so much now, but I've just not had the chance to do my original stuff because of like just keeping on the Banshees and stuff and other things going on.
Yeah.
But I would love like to just to push that forward, like to have the kind of stuff or write new things, because I play guitar as well, so it's like I do like a guitar and sing, but I strictly only do it myself. So I'm kind of going through a journey where, like, to try and get the confidence to maybe just get that done, you know. And
I feel you.
So I'm going through that myself, and I know I'll get there. It's just that, hey, it takes time, you know, and
I didn't need to rush yourself.
Aye. You brush like that, and brush off, start again, you know. But I didn't mention that actually this is Lizzie and the Banshees last year as well, so we're not going to be a band after this year.
Aye.
It was going to be last year, but we had so much feedback, like saying, "Oh my God, like why he's got away." We're like, right, we maybe have to do this year, you know.
Make it to the 10-year mark and maybe do like a comeback thing.
And but I think it's just too much, you know. We've all got our own lives, especially the guys. Like, as I'm in my 30s, I've got like a lot more kind of,
Yeah.
you know, but with them, like, you can totally understand where it's like, they're very busy with their own lives, and we'll just call it, they're kind of tired in a way, because the way Lizzie kind of like expresses herself and does the dance moves and everything, like, she's really fit, but at the same time, it can get a bit too much, you know, when you get too much gigs
going a bit
on
too
top
much
of other things.
Yeah.
And so, like, this is going to be the last one, so there's going to be a wee drummer possibly available in 2025 if anybody's interested.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, hint, hint. But you need to send your CV, but they're not set. Aye, like 3 years of experience. I'm only joking.
With references.
With references. People ask for 2, I want 3. But aye, no, I'm looking forward to like the wee journey, because I don't want to get out of music. Like I was saying to the man there, like Barry, like it's like people get like a bit standoffish as you go, oh, why did you like leave your job for this? Like, why did you leave your job for that? Because you don't know what's around the corner. Like, you have a huge opportunity and it's a huge risk to take, you know, like, but if you don't take that risk, you don't know what's going to happen. No, you might be stuck just in that wee job that you might not be too happy about. And that's what happened with America, you know, like, we thought that was a wind-up when Tony Hawk was like, well, Tony Hawk's agent was like, we want you to come and play for Tony Hawk's wife's 50th birthday party.
What?
Aye. Did you not know this?
No.
What?
That's class.
Oh my God, man, this is great. No, it's mental. I don't speak about it much, right? I only speak about it when people ask me about it.
That's well good. That's an achievement. Like.
You have no idea. It was like the best. Like.
So it's for her birthday.
It was for her birthday, a birthday party, and she was a big fan of Siouxsie The Banshees.
Aye.
But Siouxsie The Banshees isn't together anymore, so. But there's a good few Siouxsie The Banshees tributes about, like really good ones as well. We're not the only one, but apparently we're like the premier tribute, and Tony Hawk's seen that, and we've seen all our stuff on YouTube, and I just picked us really.
That's cool.
It's funny because I got a message off of Lizzie when I was in the tower, and then he was like, Tony Hawk, I just got an email from Tony Hawk's agent, wants us to do a gig in Carlsbad, California. How mental is this? And I was like, is this a wind up? You know? And she was like, well, we don't know, but because about a few days we actually thought this was a wind up.
Aye.
And then the agent got back saying, no, like, we actually do. They like sent a picture, the date and time, sent the email and stuff, and it was like legit. I'm like, fucking hell, man, like, this is meant. And like, for me, like, that he was my fucking, who didn't play the game?
I know,
Tony Hawk's pro skater, you know what I mean? Like, he went to Livingston as well to do like the whole
thing at the skate park.
Skate park thing, but we got a chance to go to California, and we did, and we played for his wife's 50th birthday party, which was fucking amazing.
That's like, class. What was California like?
It's a different world over there. You can smell it in the air as well. It's beautiful. It's really, really nice. The only thing, it just went too quickly. Do you know, you go to, it's like you're there, you're taking it in, you're like, oh my God. You're seeing all like stars. I've seen Tom Green as well, the singer of Devo. My dad knows him, he's like a big singer.
Nice.
Do you know how that song, Whip It Good?
Yeah.
He was there as well, and I didn't know him, but my dad was like, I heard he was going there. I was like, I'll get a picture and stuff like that with him and stuff, and all of them were there. And do you know what? I'll be honest with you. Like, see, before that, like, I said to my friends, I was like the friends I was kicking about with at the time, oh, guess what? You would never guess. And I was just so full of life. Oh, I'm going to play for Tony Hawk and stuff like that. I'm not going to name any names, but like, you can tell that they were just not happy for me. Do you know what I mean? They were like, just, I wouldn't say jealousy or anything like that, but it was just that had quite a big impact, you know what I mean, on like the people I was surrounding myself with, and it was just like, did it like change how you felt about it? Oh God, I went there not my 100% self, you know, because I didn't really believe myself that much that time, and that just made me go, oh, just all the confidence just shot up. And then it just got knocked back down with just the people that I was with, and like they're good boys, you know, in their way, but at the same time, when it just made me realise, like, I'd be happy for you guys, you know what I mean? Like, and it's also like that. Oh my God, I just want, like, don't know, just like questions, oh, what's going to happen? They just went, all right. Cool. And they know exactly who, like the other ones are musicians, you know, and they know exactly who he is and stuff.
Nah, if that was my
Maybe
mate,
I'll
I'd be
just
like,
get-
"Wah!"
Yeah,
I'd
I
be
know.
screaming
See,
at
I
you.
kept it all. I was like, why he's not? And they were just the man. They were stoners and that, because I used to be, you
Aye.
know. And I don't know if it was me that was going, am I expecting too much here? Or,
That's what I was about to say. I was like, I
You
hate
know?
that to a degree, like, we give people the power to make us feel that way. So, like,
For sure,
that
aye.
could just be maybe they've had a bit too much and they're just like, cool, man. Like, it's not that they don't actually not care, and then you get inside your own head and then it's knocks your confidence. It's like,
Yeah.
I hate that I sometimes, not just in that context, but any context, that I sometimes still give people the power
Yeah.
to make me feel said, but especially in work. Like, I work in retail now.
Mm-hmm.
And see, sometimes if someone comes in a bad mood and it rubs off on me, and I'm like, nah, I'm not giving you the power to make me feel that way. When I'm having a good day today, I'll stick to that. Fuck you.
Aye. Well, you've got to protect yourself in that matter, you know.
It's not easy though.
It's not easy. It's not, and this was about what 6 years ago. I've kind of came a long way within myself now. You know,
Yeah.
like appreciate yourself, love yourself a wee bit more. You know, which is good. But during that time, I actually went there not my 100% self. I suffer from quite a lot of mental health when it comes to like anxiety and depression and stuff. So that I knew I wasn't my 100% self on it. But when I got there, I just it took me when I was coming back home to actually take it all in, what just happened.
Yeah.
You know, and that made me happy. Do you know, that made me go, oh my god, right, that's fucking amazing, right?
Because you would have learned for that anyway, even though you didn't feel like 100%, you would have came back and been like, right, like I know
course,
for the next or
aye.
whatever, like this is what I need to do, this is how I need to be in my own head and stuff.
Yeah, but I did have great times as well there. It's like, I remember after the gig and stuff, I came out the back and like there was people like smoking weed and that, and I was like, oh, nice one, weed. Fake alley, do you know what I mean? So
Aye.
I get a wee token, everything like that. And I didn't realise when I walked back in, like reality did kick in there, and just seen like Tony Hawk and all of that and everybody there, and it was just this big place, it was beautiful, and I was just like
I'm rubbing shoulders with the wrong tax bracket.
I was like, oh my god, like the anxiety just kicked in, and I was like, oh my god. And then I just looked at Tony Hawk, like, but at the same time, like, I wanted to take my clothes off and flirt with him, do you know what I mean? I was like, he's my fucking hero, like, I just wanted to know who Wayne's World, just like, you're not worthy, like, that's exactly what I wanted to do. But it was just,
That's cool,
it was
man.
surreal. 3 days later, I ended up in my flat in Craigshall. That was like, nice one, dream.
Crazy hole.
Aye. But,
Is that where you're from as well? Like, did you?
Aye.
No. You're from
I'm from
Craigshall.
Craigshall. In the same house. My mum's still in the same house as well. She's, we're from Craigshall. Everybody born in St John's. Yep.
Same.
Yeah.
Craigshall wins.
Ah, nice one, Craigshall Woods. I didn't mess about with they ones.
Hashtag the scheme.
Big stag do, man. Good class.
But that actually sounds like you've been on a right fucking journey.
Aye, it's just, as I say, like sometimes it can become like a bit, whoa, do you know, like.
Aye, or like you push
actually
the back
done
of your head and you're like, whatever.
Aye.
And it's not until you actually sting about it, you're like, oh.
Yeah. And because of like my depression at that time and stuff, it kind of shadowed everything, and it made me like not realise what it really was. Do you know? Obviously, like again saying like who I was surrounding myself with and stuff. So I had to kind of like squeeze out of that, you know, and which I did, and like I had like I've got my family around me and stuff. Like I'm very fortunate. I've got a really supportive family, and things, and like my brothers as well. Like I class him as my best mates. Like especially Daniel, he's like my pride and joy when it comes to like my family, you know, because you're like me and him, oh god, but we used to fight like fuck when we were younger.
Aye.
But the more you get older, you know, the more you realise like who you actually have in your life, family, like, and you just have to protect that at all costs.
Yeah,
you know?
I've been feeling that.
And like, and vice versa with him. Just me and him just have like great chemistry, and that's what we want. You know,
You're really alike as well.
He's my best mate for
You're
life.
very alike.
We've been told that. We've been told that.
There's been times I've saw him and been like, no, that's no Eddie, that's Daniel.
Aye. Daniel would say to me as well, he's like, I was in the pub and somebody was like, alright Eddie, how you doing? Alright. And they would just say, oh, it's Daniel, you know, and they end up.
I don't know, I'll text him, I'll see how he is for you.
Aye. No, we are very much alike. I think we've got that kind of like Montgomery look about us, coming from my dad's side. But aye, no, I'm very very fortunate that way to have like a great family, great brother. You know?
So see, because you, Lizzie and the Banshee, have you done like studio recordings as well of the songs, or have you just primarily like just gigged?
So no, we've not done any studio at
No?
all. Nope.
That's
Just live music.
That's awesome though.
To be fair, I do miss that because there's a band that I forgot about. I was in a wee band called Loudmouth, and we done a few recordings and stuff like that. And I was going to go somewhere. We won like Battle of the Bands and stuff like that as well. And before you know it, I think a member of the band, I won't say too much, but a member of the band couldn't make it go further, you know, so he couldn't like continue with the band. So that was a wee bit of a shotgun to the penis. But at the same time, like I've got recordings for life with them now.
Aye.
So we were on kind of like YouTube and SoundCloud. We've got a few
Yeah,
songs there.
that's where I went on, had a wee gander, and I was like,
All
jeez.
right. Aye, nice. Aye, so SoundCloud like they're great platforms, you know. To
It is. It's also one I've had for years, but it's not one that I use frequently. But if you're ever looking just for...
What do you use it for? Like, just
Just that, well, back in the day when I was young, I say back in the day when I was younger, fucking hell, I'm getting old.
1500s.
Aye.
Like, look good for it.
I would go on it when I was into like more house music-y feel, like, cause I was going out all the time or whatever.
Right.
So a lot of the mixes, DJs stuff was on SoundCloud, not like Spotify or YouTube really, or like YouTube back in that time you couldn't pay for it and have it playing when your phone was locked or that. So it was like shit.
Right.
Whereas you can do that with SoundCloud. So it was mostly just like house music-y DJ stuff. But ex-boyfriends and stuff who've been musicians, that's how I would like go on and help support them, listen to them, get their stuff up and repost it or whatever.
So have you changed your tune since then, or do you still listen to a wee bit of...
Oh aye, I don't really, I mean I do still listen to a wee bit of like house music-y stuff, but it's not my go-to. My music taste is very eclectic. That's part of the reason why I wanted to start this, because like how many, like I had heavy metal Chris on, like obviously the other day. The Azurazins are like rock indie, like I like a wee bit of everything. Pink Floyd, as you can see, my biggest.
Oh god, aye, who doesn't like Pink Floyd?
Fucking love Pink Floyd, man.
Aye, takes you through a mad journey.
Aye.
In fact, remember when I said that, what was it? Did I mention to you at one point it was my favourite Pink Floyd song? It was Coming Back to Life.
No, yeah, you did, because that was mine too.
And, like, that is literally mine. It
The
used
live
to be,
version though.
Shine On Your Crazy Diamond, because I loved that. And I loved Echoes.
Yeah.
Especially the live at Pompeii and all that.
Yeah.
I loved that. But there was this song that came on and I was like, what the fuck is this? Oh my
that's my favourite.
Right, you see, when I listened to it, I had just this out of body. It was just the best fucking feeling, and I was like, oh
a
my
song
god, since then,
you can cry to, you can dance to, you can fall in love to, you can have heartbreak to. Aye, it's like it's a full on journey. Like there's just one song, but
sure it is.
I do like the track that's on. Is it on Echoes album? The one with the eye and all that. I think it's Echoes.
The one in the eye. So.
But the live version, that's my favourite, not the recorded studio version. It has to be the live version.
I've listened to it a couple of times, but not as much as...
It's David Gilmour's vocals, man. Just that man. I love him. I love him.
He is good. I'd check that out again. I'll check that out.
Do it. It's on Spotify and that, but just Coming Back to Life, the album cover with the eye, live version. Oh my god.
Nice one, I'll be sure to do that.
I can't check my phone because I'm recording at the moment. So.
Nah, I get that. You got to check mine? No, what were you talking... see, I was the same, like, I got brought up with a wee bit of dance music myself, 'cause my brother was a DJ, my big brother, Craig.
Aye.
And he was, he's great at DJing and stuff like that, and he done a bit of DJing and things. Yeah, Craig, he stays in Bathgate. He's got kids and stuff, and...
Is he the oldest?
He's the oldest.
Oldest.
Yeah, I've got middle child syndrome. Which I don't think it's actually a syndrome, I think it's alright. You know,
you managed alright.
I've managed completely alright, well I think so. Maybe that is a syndrome, think that you're alright when you're actually
when you're not.
But nah, it's good. And I got through like a bit of house music and that to start with. I was about 15, 16 when I started getting into that. But I was like you, I had a wide range of music. Like I was into absolutely everything, you know. My ears would be like, oh, I like that. If it sounds good, I'll get right into it.
Yep.
But then I started getting into techno. Because I did get like I did go to a couple of festivals, but like not huge festivals, like underground cavey festivals and stuff like that. And like there was one time that I actually just went one night and I would just like listen to it and go on a journey on it. And I went, do you know, fucking what? This is fucking amazing. You know, because everybody's there for the same thing. They're closing their eyes or just having like a dance, you know,
Just
and you
going
can just
in it.
feel like it's like frequency, you know what I mean, coming through your body, and it's just, it's, well, once I had that, I changed my tune about dance music, because I never liked it to start with, but once like I listened to techno, I was like, right, that's cool. I like that.
There's definitely a few artists out there, yeah, that can lay down the line, like they know what they're doing, and it's like you say with the frequency. Like I'm a big believer in that, about like the certain like vibrational frequencies that are in music that
Hertz.
has the effect on you. Yeah, hertz, because it does. Like even that's why I like my wee crystals and all that as well. I know you've got one,
Right.
Ranger Nick. I noticed that.
This is actually tears. Yep.
Is it obsidian?
Yeah. Stress. So it's like, you'll probably know better than me. But she happily put this on because she says, well, I get a bit nervous sometimes, so
Keep you at bay.
just keep me at bay. Yep. So she gave me that, yeah.
But
Absolutely.
some techno dancing music I think is just too in your face. But those ones that know about like frequency and like know about how to like structure a song good or like
Yeah.
music well are the ones that gets me. But some of them, most shit that's out there, I'm just like, I can't like EDM stuff.
Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Aye.
EDM, it's
I'm
just
not-
like, oh no. And see that dun 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 dun, oh, no.
Aye.
Can't do that. Nah, I'm sorry,
Or when
guys,
it just starts like the whole room just starts vibrating because of how
Aye.
bassy it is and stuff. I'm just like, how, especially because I know that most of these people that are going, they're dressing up, going to these ravey type things, and they're all, some of them might be on substances. Now I'm sorry, but I feel like if I was on that and I heard that, I would have a mental breakdown. Like I don't see how
definitely.
anybody could go through a journey listening to
just constantly. I do get that, aye.
lasers and that.
I think you'd have to go through a lot of drugs
Aye.
to
be okay with that.
To be okay with it. But see, like, I think it's, with techno with me, it was like the, how can I explain this? It's like the, just the structure of it, and you know what I mean? It's like wee things here and there.
Like the
can
build
make it
of
big,
it.
the build up and stuff like that, and the wee things matter and the songs and stuff like that. That was for me. Do you know? See if you just go like a bass, go doom doom doom, and then a wee hi hat comes in. Like, see that kind of makes me go, oh, I mean, that's pretty good. You know, and I like that. So that's why I took producing for a wee while as well. I'm not great at it, like, but I do like do it. You know, like
I'd
kinda
love to
try.
get into that.
Oh, it's really good, by the way.
Yeah.
See if you like, you can spend so much time doing it though.
Yeah.
Like, honestly,
It'd be
like,
better
you'd
than
probably
sitting for
forget-
fucking 2 hours doom scrolling, do you know what I mean? Yeah, sitting
Sometimes
making
you
some
forget what
music.
outside looks like. You're just like sitting there, forget to eat and all that. You're just like sitting there. But it's very time consuming. But once you do it, it's quite rewarding. You know,
Aye.
because once you've finished a track and you just finish it here and there, you can always go back to it, which is good. But once you finish a track, it's quite rewarding, and you can, I don't know, it's fun. You know, it is pretty fun.
I'm the same though, like I get really self-critical when I like do things myself. I'm learning guitar too. I have been for a good 6 years
Sweet, I
now.
remember you saying
Yeah,
that. Aye.
and like I'm on like a wee noob intermediate level. Like I know my chords and I can hold a tune, I can play, but like I'm not one of these people that can just sit there by ear and like I need someone to physically show me where to put my hands, and then I need to sit for ages with someone with patience that can watch me do that like numerous times. But then I'll record myself, but then that's what I mean when I get too self-critical. I'll be like, nah, see, because I'm not instantly good at it, like I get so annoyed at myself, and there'll be times where I'm like, I just give up with it, and there'll be weeks where I won't touch the guitar and I hate myself for it. When I finally pick it up, because I still remember, and I'm like, oh, it's like, why do I not just pick this up for 10 minutes a day even? Like I used to, and I got myself to a really good like part, like a good area, but I'm still fighting that myself, even with the filming and this and all that. Like there's going to be mistakes, like nobody's perfect, but I'm really bad at being like,
I'll tell you
Kelly.
something, I've seen a wee bit of like you and Chrissy as well. You do a great job, you know, like, and it's a great idea, and I think you've got the kind of like, I don't know, like personality and
Yeah,
you know,
I want to get out and interview people on the streets. Like, have you seen the videos and stuff of people doing that?
Aye.
So my photographer Stuart that I met, he's great, by the way. Like, met him, we got on like a house on fire straight away, and I was just like, yes. He was talking about trying to get like someone. He was in Amsterdam with his family. He was wanting to get like a casting done for some photography, and I was like, do you know what would be great? I was like, see if you film and we go out on the street and I'll interview people. I told him to go and watch like a guy that I like to watch. I was like, see if you would be up for doing that, I would fucking love it. And he was just like, well, maybe I could look into that. I was like, that's definitely on the cards.
Ah, cool.
But he was like, I wouldn't really want to date in like Glasgow. I was like, well, let's fucking travel. I was like, let's travel and date. Like, become one of those. Or have you seen those videos where like photographers will go up to a randomer and ask to take their picture? And then he gives them the picture and you see...
I actually seen one of them this morning.
Aye. I was like, imagine. I was like, he'd be great at
like,
that.
what, a train or something like that? Or...
Aye. And people's wee like reactions, they're all like, oh my God, like, thank you so much for that.
I know, it's lovely that.
I eat that shit up, man. I love that.
Aye, so do I. And even when sometimes people go, oh no, it's true, what do you think? It's like, it's not that. It's like, it's nice just seeing someone's reaction because in reality, it could have made someone's day. You know what I mean? It could have done something like that. Somebody could have lost someone in a life, anything, you know, and then just a wee small thing like that could just...
Yesterday, it was my friend Callie. My friend Callie shared one of my pictures for me and she was like, just go get him, girl. And I was just like, I fucking love you, man. I was like, because see, when you see that your friends are really supporting what you do and sharing your stuff or whatever, even with the podcast stuff and that, Neil Forsyth, I see you. He's in there.
Is he?
Yeah.
Hi Neil, you're right, mate. He's a good man.
Yes.
But for what I know, I don't know him that much, but for what I know, he's came across
he's
a really nice
just
guy.
finished writing his book today. Well done. We've got that to look forward to. Very proud of you, man. Very proud of you. So yeah, we've got that to look forward to.
Oh, good.
He's a great guy. But
I remember speaking to him for in the tower for the first time actually, and just for a good while, and we hit it off.
It was
nice
Becky
guy.
and Chris actually that introduced me to him, and I've basically been fucking besties ever since. So he's a great guy. Great guy.
Good. No, that's nice to hear. Oh, that's great.
So have you got gigs with Lizzie lined up, or?
I do, right off the top of my head.
Any locals?
I think the most local one we've got this year is the Voodoo Rooms in Edinburgh.
Oh, aye, that's local.
Aye, so we've got that. I think I'm right in saying it's September. But our next one is in Leicester.
Pardon me.
In Wolverhampton, and that's this weekend. No, next weekend.
Do you all travel down together?
Like, we all travel together.
Got a big van and all?
Yeah. Well, we did have like quite a big, like, wasn't much of a van, but it was a car. Got all the gear and stuff like that, and we just travel down. But if it's anything to do abroad, we'd go like on a ferry.
Aye.
If it was like Germany or Holland or anything like that, we'd go on a ferry. And a lot of people don't really like travelling, but you know yourself, you're going to drive it. It does take it out you know. Like going down there like 6 hours at a time and then getting all the gear out and stuff like that. But we absolutely enjoy it, man. I love being on the road. I think it's great.
It is,
you know, just living out of hotels and everything, and just like having a big bag. Oh, where are we going next? You know, I fucking love it.
You feel so free. You really do.
I do. But I couldn't do that. Well, I've got Tia in my life. You know, I would take her with me. Do you know what I mean? Like,
why not? Let her be your roadie.
Oh,
get in there, Tia.
Definitely.
Get roadie.
So I would never do that on my own now. You know, she's a good she's began like a good part, like a great part of my life. So, so hopefully it all kind of like plans out. Yeah. But I will have I don't know the number in my head, but we do have a lot of last gigs this year. Yep. We've got London to do the 100 Club, which is a good one because that's where a lot of the bands got noticed down there. Like
bigger ones, that have started, yeah. Nice.
And that's a great wee capacity in there as well.
Where was the best gig do you think you've done?
What, as a band
or just personally? Aye. Or just one that like you can remember off the top of your head, like it's memorable. Memorable?
Memorable.
Is that a word?
I think
memorable.
So, word.
Memorable.
Bring it in me dictionary.
Memorable.
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 Oh,
you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you meant, so it's alright. I do that stuff all the time, man. So the best gig, I'd probably say the one we had in the Blue Shell. That's in Cologne in Germany.
Alright.
That was great. Just the sheer fact it was just, it was a great sound, but it was great people, and they were really nice to us, you know. But they were an absolute brilliant crowd.
Nice.
Every time we would play, it's just like, it's because it's like different from home. We go yes, or we go like that. But then, have you ever noticed in like different countries, they don't go like that, they go, ooh, hey, like that. It was just like a different atmosphere, but it was just like really, really good. And
Deutschland!
Ich bin aber like, you're like, okay, this is intimidating, but I fucking love you. But just everything to do with that gig was absolutely amazing. And then talking outside and just being like, talking to the Germans, and like, they were just really cool, you know what I mean? That was the first kind of time I gigged abroad as well, so it was like having a taste
a total new experience for you then.
Total new experience, but I was just having a taste of that. Was like, well, like, this was amazing. But if I was to go with anything by like how big the gig was, then definitely Tony Hawk's one.
Aye,
hands down. Aye.
I'm so surprised by that. Like, good surprise. Like, well done for that.
Thank you.
Aye.
Thanks very much. No, I do appreciate that. Aye, that's pretty mad. Like, I'll tell you, nothing's really happened heavily since then, if you know what I mean. Like,
doesn't
like
matter.
But,
that's still a freaking story to tell.
Yeah, it was great.
And you never know what could come up now. Obviously, that you're finishing stuff up soon with Lizzie. I think you should definitely try and pursue, or even like, I don't know, you've got friends in the music industry or whatever. Just getting together with some folks, having a jam, and getting some of the stuff that you've done. Because I'm curious.
Well, there will be something, I'm sure, because I'm going to invest a lot of my time, like, on music. Even now, like, not just when the Banshees, like...
Are you still teaching?
Stuff and that. No, I would have done that for a good wee while. I had a lot of... Just
filling the gaps.
Stuff in my hands in there. But hey, that was something I was actually thinking about about maybe a month back now. It was just... Can maybe start doing the lessons again, because I was doing like a couple of the lessons... and start doing the music group again. Just at that time, I had kind of too much stuff in my hands, and
life gets in the way of life.
Well, I had work, and it was like bands, and I was in 2 bands at that point. And that was something that I really wanted to get into, because self-critical again. I was like, well, I don't know if I'm the teacher type, do you know what I mean, or anything like that, but I was thinking just like, well, you don't have to necessarily know anything about about teaching. It's just
you
like,
don't need certifications for that either.
By character.
Aye.
You can go by like what you've taught, what you've been taught, or anything like that, and then just like feed it off to the
well, like what you said about me, you're
like
stuff, you've got that personality. I think you've got that like personality as well, where like you're easy to get along with as well. So just teaching someone that you know.
Aye, well, I done that a few times, and it was great. It worked really, really well. But that was just there was a time in my life it just wasn't great. You know, I had to give up something, and at that point, and I did, and I was a bit upset about it. I do remember being quite upset about it, and but hey, never say never. I think like if I just maybe try and work at it again, you never know what's round the corner. So
is that where you are with your journey now? Then you're just sort of. You're relaxed, you know where you stand now, and you're just letting opportunities come to you kind of when. Yeah,
but I'm also kind of going to give out that extra effort, do you know what I mean, to do it, and I want to do more of my material, like my own material and stuff, because I've been in the tribute band for so long, it's just like, I want my own material, and then just get a couple of bodies together and see what we can do.
What do you think your sound would be?
See, I've got I like different genres in one genre.
So it would be a wee bit of everything. But see, that's what I like about artists, right? So Arctic Monkeys got a big fucking hell of shit for this, but I like how they've progressed as a band. They've not just stuck to rock and indie. Like when they brought out Tranquility Base and Hotel Casino, and that was my favourite album, like of everything that they've done, because they had the balls to sway. They wanted to try something new. Beyonce's the same. A lot of people hate Beyonce because, I don't know, but like how many different album genres she has, like, is phenomenal. Just in a short, like, 20 years as well. She's been going for about freaking 26 now or something. Like,
I know, that's mad when you think about that.
I prefer bands that don't stick to their norm. Pink Floyd's a wee bit the same, but obviously because they're like kind of older. David Gilmour's solo stuff, very good. Check that out.
I've checked a couple of stuff out.
I think if you've got the balls to try different genres, right, I think you've got more of a chance of building a followers. Because like, who was it that I watched the other day? I actually watched him in a podcast interview. That Youngblood, he's brought out a new song, and it's very like freaking techno-y EDM, but it's really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm not even gonna deny it. Definitely like a driving song with his
Oh, good.
top down freaking one of those songs. But he was talking obviously just in the interview about how he's progressed as an artist. Like he's not just stuck to the same stuff that he's done.
Yeah.
He's had that like opportunity to move, grow, and just try new sounds, try new things. And I think if you're an artist or you're in a band and you've got the balls to do that, you're more likely to get a better following because you're obviously adhering to more people's like tastes,
Of
not
course,
just
aye.
that one like, oh, that we're a rock band, so we
Yep.
like rock people and people that like rock like us. If you're willing to try fucking rap, funk, like punk,
Anything in
anything,
one song,
and just see
and it's
who,
possible.
who's like, oh, who's listening. It opens it up a lot more. I
For
think.
sure. No, you're absolutely spot on.
So respect to you if you're going to be doing that. I'd definitely listen to it.
Yeah, so that I do want a change in that. So it's like you can do something like kind of like rocky a wee bit, and then have like a, I don't know, like a kind of drum and bass kind of like middle part or anything like that. Because as you said there, it's like somebody could listen to that, goes, oh, I'm not really into rock, and then just all of a sudden something just happens. Or like, oh, wait a minute, you know what I mean? So it
What
can
the fuck
capture
is
a lot.
this?
What the fuck is this? It just goes right in, and it does attract. You know, it really does attract, especially in this day and age. You know?
Aye.
It's you kind of want to do something different, but I've also got like things that I've always wanted to try, like on the guitar and just like have a wee sing along myself as well, and be able to actually just have a camera on me.
Yeah.
Because I've never been able to do that. Have like a camera on me and get stuff done, because I've done it before and I've tried to do it, but I've never put it out in the public.
Aye, I'm the exact same. Yeah.
I've always like I've got about like 60 takes of me going like that and singing my heart out and that, but never done it in public once. In fact, I maybe done it once and then deleted it within like 2 minutes because my anxiety was getting a bit too much for me.
Oh, bless.
That was
I feel you though. I feel you.
Now it's like I'm comfortable in my own skin now though. You know what I mean? I'm okay with being wrong. I'm okay with doing stuff like that. I'm okay with things like, there's a lot of people that like they get a bit uneasy. But like I kind of used to be like that, but I don't know if it's maybe an age thing or an experience thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's just. You need to be comfortable being wrong, be comfortable being like not perfect and not like the way people think you should be.
Yeah.
You know, you just like,
or listening to that inner voice a bit too much as well. Like, yeah, it can keep you right, but also it can be your worst fucking enemy. And you're just like, sometimes you need to just cut yourself some slack and be like, you know, we're all fucking human, right?
It's like temptation, isn't it?
None of us are getting out of this alive. So why am I worrying about what a potential person could say about me doing something that makes me feel good? Do you know what I mean? And then it was also like, you go back into your own head and being like, well, again, worrying or anxiety and depression most of the time is like you're having anxiety or you're worrying about something that hasn't even happened yet, therefore you're worrying twice. Like you're putting yourself through that feeling, that experience that's unpleasant twice, because it could happen, and it could, whatever you're worrying about could happen, and then you can worry about it then. Like, why worry about it twice? Or if it could not happen at all and you've worried about it for no reason, do you know what I mean?
Of course, aye.
But it's a constant freaking learning journey.
That is quite a tough one, because like you can, as you say, you can go over in your head, and then before you're like, what the fuck did I just worry about? And then, you know, like that was all. But it's a wee toughie, but to overcome that takes a lot, you know. And like, for yourself, good on you.
What about, if you're alright talking about it, just in the last kind of minutes we've got, your mental health journey, how's it been?
My mental health journey, you know, now it's actually, it's been a lot better than it was. You know,
when did you realise that you'd suffered with anxiety and depression?
Oh, right. So I was about 14, 15. Yeah. I feel that there was something not right with me then. But when I understood it, I would probably say about 18, 19, when like I started to have relationships and stuff, and like properly.
Yeah.
And like we kind of come from a family. We got brought up to love, you know, and to just like, we've not got a bad bone in our body. We love hard. You know, we thought that this world was going to be absolutely amazing, and like just like every kid does, you know. Yeah. But like
those rose tinted glasses.
Like, yep, exactly. And for me, I was a person that wanted everything so fast. So I wanted like a relationship. I wanted a family. I wanted all of this, you know. And it was like, I thought that everything was just like a fucking love story, you know. And the time that I actually realised that I wasn't, it's like I just like the harsh. We weren't ready for the harsh truth. Like, well, I wasn't ready for the harsh truth of the world, and how not nice it can be sometimes, you know, and how people can do you over, and things don't work out, and
no, everybody's your pal.
Yeah. So that just went. That made me just kind of go down and more down and down. And the worst part about that is, like, I had family supporting me and stuff, but I didn't know how to talk about it. So it was like, the worst part of that, I was just living in my own head with that for so long, so I didn't know what to do. I just thought that was it, you know. So I suffered for depression even for then to now, you know. But the difference is, I know how to kind of overcome things. I know how to like deal with it.
You know what coping mechanisms are healthy.
Coping mechanisms. I know what's right for me. I know what's wrong for me. I know myself a lot to understand. You know, like, I know the power of no, and the power of yes sometimes. You know what I mean? But no, you do just like yes, man. No, that's a bit too dangerous. But at the same time. But I'll be honest, I've had a very, very hard mental health journey without anybody knowing. You know, I've always kept that kind of like, people think I'm okay, and like, but then I just go back to my base, I hibernate, but I hibernate in a way that, like, I'm just letting all of the toxic like stuff, just like depression, anxiety, just kind of like a bit of R&R, you know what I mean, for myself, just to feel better.
I'm very, very similar like that.
I've always had mental health, you know, and I'm okay with talking about that now. Like, I've always, but it's been pretty deep to a point where a lot of my brain cells are fried. You know what I mean? Because it. But
you on lines, man?
Sorry.
You on lines, man?
No, not yet actually. But I'm
highly
on collagen
recommend.
and silica.
All right, okay.
For the skin and things like that, and.
Yeah, I've actually got great skin.
You think so?
Aye.
For a smoker? Because I'm a smoker of 16 years, like, I don't know. You think so?
Aye, honestly.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It must be that.
That's the beauty setting, so maybe.
Is it? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe I might have one of these wee things like connected to me, so it shines on at my skin.
Yeah, constantly.
No, thank you. I appreciate that.
Wait, what's silica?
So silica's like you take it with collagen.
I know collagen's to like help with the rejuvenation of skin cells or something.
Silica's an extract. It's got like lots of things in it, like.
Do you just take that as like a tablet?
Yeah, it's a capsule.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So you take the collagen with the silica, that kind of like helps it get a bit better. But I've heard about that lion's mane, and I've never tried it.
I've been on it for months now, and
how do you feel? Is it okay?
It is. I do honestly believe, and there has been studies on it. I've looked into them and all that as well, because I've got access through uni, so I can see all these journals and stuff. But it basically has been proven to help regenerate your brain cells. The same way psilocybin mushrooms, I microdosed them for a while as well.
Sweet.
So just Liberty caps, just pick them for here, dry them. Oh, sorry. And put them into capsules, and it was like 1/10 of a gram, and I'd done that for about 3 months straight, and I performed the best I had ever academically. Within, like, I was at the gym and all that. I had a PT and all that at the time, so I was doing really well. But then mental health's mental health, and I'm very much like yourself. As soon as I kind of feel myself dip in, or if something happens and it kind of, I don't know, like triggers me, if you like, and it brings me back, I just go into my own wee, my wee room, go into my own wee safe space, everything's there, and it's no, I don't believe that I'm a burden or anything, but it is that same where I don't want to burden anybody with what's going on in my head, because most of the time you can't articulate what the fuck's going on in your head.
No, of course
you just know that it's not very pleasant, and you're just working through it. And
definitely
I normally take like a couple of days, isolate away from everybody, do whatever I need to do, and then I'll slowly get back to exercising, eating right, getting out into like sunlight and all that as well, because you do realise that if you stay in after a few days, like, you start feeling it. But I take vitamin D, multivitamins and iron, because I've got like borderline anemia, and lion's mane. I was obviously doing the psilocybin. I have it all there. I'm really lazy sometimes.
I know what you mean. It's hard. It's like going to the gym. It's like hard to keep on top of it. And it's hard to, like, because you can't do it for a few times, and then you do feel tired from it because you're maybe not that used to it, and you're going, I'll just do it tomorrow, or I'll do it the next day, or the next day, and the next day becomes like.
I wish I could be like a proper gym rat, right? But see, recently I've not got the. I think if I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to like slam it in the gym, I'd need to go with someone who like really fucking cares about it, so it like rubs off on me. But I go to my gym and just do the classes. Like I do yoga, Pilates, and body balance, which is like Tai Chi and yoga and Pilates had a baby. That's what basically it is. I go to Bannatyne's just up the centre, behind the centre.
I feel like that's a good one.
Yeah, it's good. The swimming sauna is great as well. That's what I do. Swim, sauna, steam room.
Oh, great.
Fucking melt away your problems,
See,
I swear.
all of that's like really good for your well-being.
Yeah.
You know, like really, really good. And like that myself, like I have tried stuff like that, like going to the gym and things like that. But like I'm more kind of like I like my sports. Do you know what I mean?
You football
like,
and
I'm on
that.
the go quite a lot. I quite like football. I love tennis. I like tennis because that's quite on.
That's
the go quite
hard,
a lot.
like,
That's good though. You know, it works on your stamina.
Yeah.
And
I mind I played
obviously drumming as
squash
well,
with my
it's good on
dad
your-
once, and that was a fucking workout, by the way. Like
With squash, I just hitting a ball off a ball.
Aye.
Oh, I know.
hit him right in
I
the
know.
side of the head though. It
It's
was
madness.
great. Oh, but it hit him like it was hard,
so-
but aye.
That's
But I
class.
can imagine actually drumming being a wee bit of a fucking workout as well. Like
Oh, it's quite a workout.
you need to hold your
You know
core
what I
a
mean?
lot, obviously, with the
You need to hold
pedals.
your core. You need to make sure you're not kind of like slanting down and stuff like that. You know, because you can maybe maybe in later life
Hurt yourself.
hurt
aye.
yourself and that. I've read about a couple of drummers could be like that because they're just kind of like sitting slant. They've not got any good posture. But I know it's quite a bit. It works well on stamina, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Like just endurance as well, having your endurance and just going for it. But see, what I've noticed as well, like it takes a lot of mental strength as well because there'll be times where you're just not physically into it.
Yeah.
And that I've been halfway through a set sometimes and I've been like, fuck, like I need to fucking get up here. But then it just takes a lot of mental strength, like, no, fuck, I don't get up just yet, and then just keep going, you know. And see, I've noticed once that happens, you don't think about that again. You don't think about, oh, I need to keep going. You only need to do that once, and
You're
then
back in the
it's
zone.
just automatically back in the zone, and that's cool.
Do you have
So
like a wee process or like a ritual that you do before or after gigging?
Stretches before.
Yeah.
Aye, and look, you see the wee blisters here.
Oh yeah.
You see it? That's a bad one. I made that one
That's
myself.
bad boys, like.
That's bad. That was the one for the weekend though. But I usually wear gloves, but sometimes I have to take them off because you get too sweaty
like
and
clammy and
itchy and I'm just like, no. So I would rather have blisters other than itchy and sweaty. When I'm playing, I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh no, fucking playing away. But beforehand I do like kind of like stretches and I put Voltarol on my wrists and my arms because like I seize up quite a lot because
Alright.
I'll say it's carpal tunnel, but
Aye, that's
I'm
where
not
it
really
starts
sure
the
that.
way in there. Yeah.
And it seizes up and it's quite difficult to kind of like keep going in the drums sometimes.
Yeah.
So, but see, Voltarol is a godsend, man.
There you go. There's
Like,
a tip and
honestly,
trick for you guys.
Voltarol is like this is joint and muscle pain, but when you put it on, I put it on so 2 hours before my gig and then just before my gig.
Aye.
it's
So you're like prepped and ready. Aye.
just prepped and ready, and then and I've only been doing that for about 2 years, and it's just helped. It's done wonders. It's done wonders. I don't seize up as much. It doesn't hurt as much. It's good. And it's
Nice.
good.
Any gigs or that you're wanting to go and see? No, for your like just for yourself. Anybody you want to go see that you know is
Dropkick
coming?
Murphys in February. 5th of
Dropkick
February.
Murphys. Don't think I've ever heard of it.
No, the Irish kind of like punk, but it's not to do with rebels or that. It's just like Irish punk
Aye.
and stuff like that. Aye.
I'll check them
They're
out.
brilliant. You know, I had like Rose Tattoo. Rose Tattoo, got a rose tattoo, and that. Like American Irish and stuff. Check them out. I'll send you a
rings
couple
a
of stuff.
bell,
Aye, they're really good. I'm going to go and see them, and I want to try and get Tia to go and see, like, because I'm quite into my punky stuff, and I like Ammo and the Sniffers. You ever heard of them?
No.
No, look them up too, right?
Bought a name.
This lassie's got the most like biggest energy. They're Australian. And they're punk. They're like UK punk. Like aye, no. But she's just so like the energy.
I'm on
just,
the Sniffers.
no. Amyl, like her name's Amyl, so it's AMYL, and then and the Sniffers.
Right.
I know it's a weird sounding band, like, but I just love her energy, and the band's really good as well, and she just like runs about the stage and just sighs away, and it's
Good stage presence.
you can feel it. Aye, I've not seen them live, but see when you're actually watching them on YouTube and that, like you can feel it. Like she drags you in, you know, and you're just like, oh fuck, I love this energy, and it makes you kind of like want to do it with her and that, you know. And I see a lot of people liking them now because of that. Maybe like I like the music. I do like the music, but more her energy and more like the way she just kicks it about. It's absolutely good. So I want to see them. They're playing in November.
Nice.
Other bands, God, no.
Did you see that the Foos and all that and Green Day were playing just recently?
I couldn't go.
Me either. I was
absolutely
working.
gutted, man.
But
Gutted.
I did see, like, my pal sent me clips that he went to them, and I was like, it was great. It's the Foos, but I was like, they're really getting old now, aren't they? Like, they're really getting
Aye, they are. It's fucking. It's sad. It's like, oh, like just seeing like Dave Grohl and all that getting so old. You're like, I see. It's like young boy, the drummer in Nirvana. You know, they're like, oh my god.
But he's fucking came on. Dave Grohl, that's a big one. I love Dave Grohl.
Oh,
I love the
good.
Foos Fighters. Like,
good, man.
huge fan.
Me so man.
Yeah.
So man, it was hard. Like, no.
I think they're one of the bands
I got brought up with them.
Aye, that's what I was saying. That everybody's just grew up on, and like even when you were younger, like you might not even know the title of the song, but you know the lyric because they like everybody just it was always on or like whatever.
Definitely.
And I think like that was obviously a big influence as to why they were like so big in my music.
Mm-hmm. The same
in
went
my
for Green
playlist
Day as well. Like at that time, or maybe just before, like Green Day were really big.
More their early stuff.
Aye,
more like
the
that
Nimrod
wasn't.
album.
Aye, I wasn't
Dookie
really.
and Nookie.
Is that no?
Dookie, no, Limp Bizkit.
I was like, that's Limp Bizkit, yeah.
Dookie and Nookie.
I like Limp Bizkit. I seen the clips of him at Download that actually looked decent. Like I couldn't ever handle download something like that though. Like I'm not really a
it's too much
festival person. I worked at Teen the Park with my brother. At the last one that they done, and that was like even at that I was like it's too much for me. Like I was glad that I was working because if I wasn't, like I probably wouldn't have survived. Like to be honest, it's not my scene. I just prefer to go to the gig so I can like just go hate my comforts after. Like
oh for sure, no, I know what you mean. See, I like my festivals, but I don't like too busy festivals like that. I would go to like a festival like wee underground festivals.
I mean,
you know what I mean, like down like Dunbar or anything like that, or any places. I like the wee kind of festivals because it's more chilled out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then if you want to go for a wee bit of madness, then there's places to go. But like you've also got that wee bit of chill out for you, you know, like not too much.
I was meant to go to Kilburn Garden Party just last year.
Alright.
Bought the ticket and all that, but when it actually came to it, I had a car park pass and everything. I just sort of realised I was like, wasn't really in the headspace for it, and also like money wise, I was like, I've got the money, obviously I paid for the ticket, but I just didn't have any money to like keep myself going. So I was like, do you know what? I think camping for a weekend, and the weather ended up being pish anyway, so I was like, I was quite glad that I never went. I ended up selling my ticket, and the guy had a great time, so I was like, well,
didn't feel too bad then.
I was just sort of, I think that was when I realised I was like, this isn't really my scene. Like that was more my ex's influence that he'd had on me because he'd like that. So I was like, I really want to be involved, and it was like hippie feel, which is all about me. I love a wee bit of that, but when it came to it, I was like, nah, I don't actually think that's for me. That's not mine.
No, I get that definitely.
I don't really know what gigs are coming up.
I've been cuddling into this for about half an hour. That was my comfort.
Aye. Well, to be quite fair, I think you've done really well. You were quite nervous about it, but
just knowing that I think I was on video and stuff like that, it's a bit nerve wracking for me. But hey, do you know what? I'm kind of proud of myself that I actually got up to do it.
And then it was a great catch up.
No, it was a great catch up as well. It was really nice to see you again.
You too, man. Well, we're at just over an hour. We'll leave it there.
No worries.
So that's been another episode of Kellyology, getting into treble with Eddie Montgomery Jr. from Lizzie and the Banshees. Is it Lizzie and the Banshees or Banshee?
Banshees.
Lizzie and the Banshees.
Yeah, but as I said, well, I'm just going to keep my options open to see what's going to happen for the new year and stuff, you know. But aye.
I'll pop all the links and stuff in the description for anybody that wants to go and check those out, see all their gigs and all that as well. You can stay up to date. But aye, so we'll leave it there. We'll wrap it up. So aye, keep learning, keep growing, stay groovy, and remember, life continues beyond this podcast. So yeah, you've all got your own lives. You're all the main characters. We're all aware. So aye, be safe and don't make any silly decisions. Anyway, peace out.
Peace out. See you later.
That'll be like my.